some current furniture here, but it's very, very small and it's not advantageous for growth. So what we're going to do is we're going to come this way. We're going to take out this wall and this wall, and we're going to bust those out, and we're going to take our lobby all the way out into here. As you enter in our lobby, you go right into our worship center.
I first met Mike and Kelli, I believe, the night that they were voted in as pastors, but I didn't really have a chance to talk to them. And my first impression of Mike and Kelli really came that the first time I met with them here at the church, and Mike was telling me everything he wanted to do to just redo the church. And man, he had such creativity, and I loved that. And I loved the fact that Mike and Kelli worked side by side, and their work ethic was amazing. They just went after a vision. I don't think they ever saw 20 plus people. I think they always saw this church growing.
What we want to do is we want to create a different atmosphere, a different space between our worship center here and our sanctuary and our lobby. And when we go to 2 services, because we've had so much growth, this will be a key to getting people trafficking in and out.
Met them in 2009 when they came here. First impression was, what are y'all doing here? Because they came to one of our meetings. But then after talking to them, you just saw their heart was really, truly into the ministry. As we went through the process of them coming here and talking with him and working with him there for a while, you just knew that he had a heart for this church. And it's something we needed, something that we had lost a long time ago. So it was definitely a blessing that they showed up when they did.
Yeah, I met Pastor Mike and Kelli almost 16 years ago. I was a 19-year-old boy stepping into Lynchburg Church of God at that time. After one of those services, one of my first services there, I remember Pastor Mike, he took me out to this restaurant. I don't even know if it's still around. It's called Big Licks. And he took me out there because they had this Sunday special, so it didn't cost a lot for him to take me out, and the church had no money. And he gives me this spiel that I've now heard him say, maybe 1,000 times. He says, hey, this is who we are as a church. Don't stay with us for who we are right now. Stay with us for who we're going to be. And I'm just so blessed and honored that for almost 16 years now, I have done that. I've stayed with Pastor Mike and partnered with him in ministry and followed the way he's led for who we're going to be. And then now together we're building, and we've built this church together for who God has called us to be as now a Passion community.
When they come on board, of course, Mike had all these wild ideas. And we was painting the bathrooms, and we had paint slapping all over the place, trying to improve the image of the church and change it a little bit for new people. And so that stuff happening was an inspiration to me, because I said, hey, we're going forward. Finally, we got people in here, we're moving forward now. And with all the things that happened during this time period, then the walls being tore out, just each step that was taken. And Mike called them levels, different levels we was making in the church. It was just an awesome thing. And then now to see it today is just fantastic. And the numbers, the people that's coming in, people that's getting saved here, it's just an awesome thing.
So today I want to start a new mini-series called Church is a Verb. And so the idea, the premise behind this is, if you read the book of Acts, there's action in the title. Acts is the acts of the apostles. And we so much want to debate Scripture. We want to debate it so much, and to be honest, we don't take action. And I would rather err on the side of too much action than not to do action at all. So it's time that we take some action. And this is Pastor Tony, if you don't know Pastor Tony.
I have many favorite memories, but the one that I think I would like to share today is the Sunday that we came in. I came in the church, and Pastor Mike had put the crash dummies in the seats. And there probably were as many crash dummies as there were people, to be honest with you. And I loved his creativity. I loved the fun that he put in ministry. And so it's kind of a full circle moment for me, because as I begin to see the church fill up with people, I would think, well, there's no room for the crash dummies today. And then the real full circle moment for me was the Sundays that there were so many people here that actually Mike and Kelli got up and they walked back and gave their seat to somebody else. And it will forever be a memory in my heart.
I met Kelli my first Sunday at what was then Lynchburg Church of God. I had come there as George's friend, and Kelli was very excited to meet me. In fact, she came running at me like a kid runs out of their bedroom on Christmas morning. And that's just who Kelli is. She is always full of excitement and love. It doesn't matter if it was day 1 that she met you or if it's day 1,000 that she's met you. That's who she is.
I met Mike and Kelli back in March of 2009, shortly after they first came to Passion Lynchburg Church of God. And it was only a few weeks later that it was Easter, and they invited me and another friend to come join them for Easter at their house. And we got to their house and found out that not only was it Easter, but we were celebrating Ava's birthday as well. And I felt I was surprised, and I felt so honored that they were inviting me into such a family moment. And I think that has kind of spoken to how Mike and Kelli have approached Passion, leading at Passion, in that from the beginning, everybody was invited to the table, to have a seat at the table, and to say, hey, the Lord is doing something special in the city of Lynchburg, and specifically in this church, and we want you to be a part of it.
I remember we had gotten pregnant with Judah, our first kid, and we pulled Mike and Kelli aside in the office one Sunday morning, like in between services maybe even, and we just really wanted to tell them, and we're like, hey, we're starting to tell people, but we really wanted to tell you. And we told them, and they were so excited, and like the quiet screaming and jumping and clapping and hugging, I was so moved and so appreciative of just their heart, not only for us, but like for our family, that like we were just starting. We had no idea what we were doing. So even in that moment, we felt so supported and so encouraged and like celebrated as we were taking another step in our family as a part of, this greater family of God. So we were so excited and so thankful for that.
Well, my first memory of Mike was definitely seeing him in that beautiful full head of hair that he's got. With no doubt whatsoever, that was my impression, was the amazing hair. No, I think my first impression of Mike really was just getting to know him at the coffee shop, where we see a lot of his care for people come out at the church, and he genuinely does care about everybody. But it was really showcased in the fact that I wasn't even a part of the church. I was just a guy at a coffee shop, and he showed that same level of care and acceptance for me as he does anybody else.
Mike and Kelli, thank you for all you've done for our church over the years. I'm looking forward to seeing how the Lord blesses you on this new journey, and glad that you'll still be here to serve with us.
We know that God has already used you in our lives in incredible ways, and He'll continue to do that in your next stage. So the impact that you have is something that we are grateful that we'll get to be a part of, still witnessing as you continue to minister to this church as well. So we're excited for your next step. We're thankful for the one that you have just completed here, and excited to still get to serve alongside of you for this community and for this church.
I think that my hope for Mike and Kelli and Ava and Colt and this next season of ministry as a family is that those memories we have of them and how we met you, that won't change, that you will still be all in, sacrificing you have a new assignment, but your calling has not changed.
I know, and I've watched the burden and the load and the pressure that comes with being a lead pastor and leading the church, of constantly having to cast vision of where we're going, of building, of all the hurts that you receive from different people, of the difficult things that you have to walk through, and it takes a toll on your heart and your soul. And what I'm most excited for you Pastor Mike and Kelli, is to walk into this new season with new life and with freedom, to remember the past as the season that you've walked through in carrying that mantle and leading Passion Community, but now have the freedom to do the things that God has uniquely called you and equipped you to do for the body and for our church body. We're so excited to still have you part of our church family, doing ministry, loving our people, leading in a different capacity. And Passion Community needs you. So we're excited for you to step into that new season, and hopefully with less of the pressure, less of the tension that you have now passed along to me, that I'm so thankful that I get to carry for you moving forward. But I'm excited for this new season for both of you and for your entire family. And I'm just so grateful for all that you've done, all that both of you have done to build Passion Community to the church that it is today.
So Mike and Kelli, thank you so much. Thank you for loving me, for seeing me, and just for being there for me.
Hi, Pastor Mike and Kelli. Thank you so much for your years of service to Passion Community Church and to the body of Christ and other places that you've served.
Hi, Pastor Mike, Kelli. I just want to express my sincere appreciation for all you do and for all you've been to us over these past few years.
Thank you, Mike and Kelli. We love you.
Thanks, Mike and Kelli.
Thanks, Mike and Kelli.
Thanks, Mike and Kelli.
Thank you, Mike and Kelli.
Thank you, Mike and Kelli.
Thank you, Mike and Kelli.
Hey, Mike, Kelli, just want to thank you all for what you've done over the years here. We'll never forget you. We love you, appreciate you.